Oh man. Oh man. Look, I have a hangover from yesterday. But good God, I'm gonna, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take a gummy weed here because I'm just gonna take one because it has 100 milligrams. This, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just speechless because these horror games, like Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they're the same. If you like that stuff, go. That's fine. Most people might say to me, "Hey, look at turn-based RPGs. Aren't they the same?" And I'm over here like, just because they're turn-based doesn't mean it's nothing new. The reason I mention RPGs here is because I even mentioned it on my Facebook. I even put, "Hey, would it be cool if this was like an RPG or something like that?" You know, a traditional RPG. Wouldn't it be cool if you get to play as Dr. Loomis? Or no, how about this? Wouldn't it be cool if you were kind of recreating the original movie, but it's still its own thing, basically? You're not really making the movie, you're just recreating some scenes of it, right? So first, this is what I would do. In the first hour of the game, you play as young Michael, as the silhouette of you killing your sister. And then we jump to you playing as Dr. Loomis. Then he's going around trying to get Michael, and while he's trying to find Michael, he sees a bunch of dead bodies lying wake. You know, you know, and then eventually he meets them. You know, he sees them, and then in post game, you can have Michael Myers. You could play as Michael Myers and do what you did while do what you did while it was main game, basically. You know how cool that would be? Like, in the beginning, you play as young Michael. You have the POV of the silhouette with the eyes and everything like that. You know, that'd be cool. And then you jump to Dr. Loomis, and you play as him through the whole game. And then in the post game, you play as Michael Myers. You know, killing people and all that stuff. Like wouldn't that be something, like you sneaking around, being the shape and everything like that? I don't care if it's 8-bit quality and it's down perspective. At least do something. To be quite honest with you, at least do something, because I'm looking at these games and I'm just there's a reason why I don't play these games. There's a reason why I don't play these games. And some of these games die off really quickly. Some of them die in a year. Wasn't there a Ghostface one? Right? There was a Scream one, right? I could be gone. But this, what is it called? Deadly Light Friendly? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. They even did it to Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I was intrigued to play that until I saw how the gameplay was and how it was designed and the style of it, and I was just like, oh, it's this type of thing. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I am. I'm just sick of it, man. And maybe this is just me, and that's fine. These games are not for me, which is crazy because I'm a horror fan like crazy. And hey, most people might be like, well, you just hate it because it just has that type of gameplay style, and you wish it was probably just RPG-ish, traditional RPG. I'll just point that out just for example. It doesn't even have to be RPG. It could be action RPG, or it could just be fucking an arcade game like the Simpsons arcade game or some shit. I don't give a shit. Just do something new. Something fucking new with these horror characters. It's the same thing in fucking Hollywood, man. Do something with these horror characters. You can't do anything, then do nothing at all with them. Why are you making them? Oh, they need to be relevant. We need to make money with them. If there's no money, if there's no reason to make a movie about them, don't make it at all. Reasons why Jason Voorhees has been in limbo since what, 2009, because no one can fucking figure out what to do with him. Not just the rights, but no one can fucking know what to do with him. He's like fucking. He's a fucking killer that's in the woods that protects his home. How is that hard to make into a movie or a video game? You know, that's just me. I know a lot of people love the Friday the 13th game and stuff like that, but for me, the NES Friday the 13th game was better. Yep, I said it. I said it. I said it. And people want to talk shit about those games because other people talk shit about those games. Had you played those games? Did you actually try to attempt to actually learn how to play with those games? Do they have flaws? Yes, of course they have flaws. I haven't played Friday the 13th or yeah, I mean I haven't played Nightmare on Elm Street game. I have played the Friday the 13th game, and I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. Does it have flaws? Well, yeah. You're going this side. You want to go this side, but you're actually going on this side. And then when you go to the woods, you don't know what the fuck is up because everything looks the same. Yes, the game has flaws, but other than that, what game does not? People think that video game is just people think that a game of the year game is like flawless, like there's no flaws. No, there is. Sorry. All right. Even the first Mario game has flaws. All right. Even my game has flaws. Even Final Fantasy VII, the original, has flaws. Even Final Fantasy IX, even I fucking love that game to death. Even that game has flaws. Okay. Even Halloween 1, yeah, I'm gonna say it. It has flaws too. Okay. Star Wars has flaws. The first Star Wars movies, yes, they have flaws, but it's so little that it shadows everything that's good. So you know that's just me, man. You know, seriously. I just wish that these horror icons would get a better treatment, man. I'm sorry. I still haven't seen the movie Weapons, and I know some people wanted me to watch that movie, and I was intrigued of the movie. Um, and if you've been watching Boots to Reboots, if you watch his video about it, it got me more intrigued of me watching the movie a little bit more. The fact that he mentioned that, hey, they did like a grim fairy tales type of thing with weapons. I'm over here like, I've been saying this for a long time. If you can't, that's why when Boots to Reboots mentioned that a lot of more modern horror movies is about psychic, real life stuff, psychological stuff, and I'm over here like, I don't care about that shit. If I want to go through that shit, I go through it in real life. I don't give a shit. I'm out watching a horror movie so I can get something real. You know, seriously. That's why. What do you think Texas Chainsaw Massacre is awesome? It's because it's like, yes, it could be real, but at the same time, it's still in the realm of fiction slash reality. Like it could happen. Like that's what's scary about it. That if it's not because it's so fictional, it's the fact that it could happen again, like Jaws. But at the same time, it gets the imagination going more than it does in real life. When you watch, when if it happens to you in real life, which is scary in itself, yes, obviously, but you don't have time to fucking imagine shit. You just fucking running and getting away from a fucking psychopath with a chainsaw. You know, you're not thinking imaginary. You know, fucking help me, basically. So that's just me. That's just me. Look. I know. Again, going back, I know a lot of people love these games. I just don't give a shit. I just don't give a hook. I don't. And when I see the Halloween trailer of the game, I'm over here like, why does the Atari 2600 one look better than this? I'm not saying graphic wise. I'm literally saying, hey, like, I'd rather play the Atari version. I'm sorry. I would have played the Atari version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know why I say these things? It's because those were different. They probably were not that great or not that amazing for people, but at least they did something new, something that would kind of stand out from the crowd, and people would be like, oh, this is Friday the 13th. Oh, you do this. Okay, cool. You know, you play as a camp counselor. You try to save your crew and all of that stuff. In a way, the Friday the 13th game was kind of like that. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, the fact that it did kind of fit with it is fine. But at the same time, you're gonna take that style and put it for Chainsaw Massacre, fucking put it for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and now Halloween. You know, that's one of the reasons why people looked at the Friday the 13th game and were like, yes, it works for this. You know, and it does. It does. But at the same time, I'm still looking at the game like, eh, I mean, I'm happy you guys can play it and all that, but don't expect me to fucking play it. You know, there was a time that I was intrigued, but again, the more I look at the gameplay, and now that we have more games that are like this, I'm just like, it's just not for me. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'm too hopeful for these horror video game movies to be something great, something iconic, something fresh, something new. Like, you can have Friday the 13th be what it was, and then you have Scream, be something else. You know? And Halloween could be something similar to Scream, but it'd be different. You know? You can add a little bit more because you can either play as Laurie Strode, Jamie. You could play as her if you wanted to. Again, the possibilities are endless to make of these horror games. You don't even have to make it canon. You don't have to handcuff yourself of being like, oh, this is gonna be this from this timeline. No. That's handcuffing yourself. If you want to go all the way with these horror franchises, you get all the characters that people love, put them together in all the one and the same game, and have them go after the main bad guy. That's what people talked about one day with a Freddy Krueger movie, a Nightmare on Elm Street movie a long time ago. Have all Freddy's past victims go after Freddy. And basically they're like already dead, but they're trying to like, go after, pass on, but Freddy won't let them pass on. So it's like, fuck them, we're gonna fight, basically. That's a good concept. That could be a fucking awesome video game. I will play that shit. I don't care if it's action based, turn based, fucking first person. I don't give a shit. I will play that shit. But if it's that type of style that we see in Friday the 13th and Chainsaw Massacre, I'm over here like, you lost me. You lost me because you could have done so fucking much. So much potential. Wasted. Wasted. It's wasted. And all these actors and actresses are doing the mocaps, which I learned that some of them were part of some of these horror movies, which is great. It just tells me that these actresses and actors love the horror genre, and they love to be a part of it, which I respect. But I look at them and I'm like, you deserve way more. You deserve way more. Way fucking more. Wouldn't it be cool if you mocap a character that becomes iconic, basically? Like you have all these other characters that are part of, for example, the Halloween universe, but then there's this new character that is stuck in the middle, and it's in, that person is in the situation because of Michael. Because they live in the neighborhood of Haddonfield and they're hearing all this stuff and they see Michael, basically. They don't have to be related or be connected to anybody. They could just be there, you know? You can have like you can have like what, two people be related to Michael, and then that's it. You don't have to have the whole cast of characters being like, yeah, I'm Michael Myers' sister, I'm Michael Myers' brother, I'm Michael Myers' cousin. No, you don't have to do that. At that point, I'm like, no, scratch that shit. Like I'm like, I know I say don't handcuff yourself, but good God, guys, don't piss the fans off. you know, it's like, oh no, that's too much. That's too much. At that point, just make your own horror game and pay homage to those characters. At that point, um, that's just me. But again, guys, hey, correct. Hey, if you think I'm wrong about this, that's fine. If you think that I'm totally crazy about thinking that these horror games should be fucking different, then okay, that's fine. If you think that way, hey, most people be like, well, look at Square Enix from Final Fantasy 1 and 3. They're basically the same, and it's like, well, yeah, but they have different mechanics. Do they have different mechanics from these games? Most people are like, well, yeah, sort of. I'm like, really? How is one different from another if you're doing the same mechanic as a game in another mechanic, basically? You know? And I'm talking about like it's nothing. You know how Final Fantasy One is yes, similar to Final Fantasy Two, but the mechanics are so different from one another. It's literally night and day. You know, it's the same thing with Final Fantasy Three. Final Fantasy Three had job classes and stuff. You know, and Final Fantasy Two was all about story. You know, and doing stuff with the and what is it? Doing something different with the combat. And then Final Fantasy One is just literally being a traditional Dragon Quest Dungeon and Dragon homage, basically a love letter, in a way. That's what Final Fantasy One is, you know. And then it became like this huge franchise in itself, you know. But again, going back, that's just me, man. I just want. How come you know the video game Sweet Home? There's a movie called that too, but I actually own that video game Sweet Home because I own like a Game Boy Advance cartridge that has like a whole bunch of video games on there. I wonder if I have Wizardry on there or the original Shin Megami Tensei. I have to check. I have to check. If I do, I'm going to be like, I didn't know. Like I've been having this forever, and I still haven't fucking fathomed that it's here. You know. I could check it. Hmm. I don't want to make noises in the background and be here all day though. But I'll say this: the Sweet Home video game. How come no one's not looking at that video game and paying homage to that video game? How come you're not taking? You know how in Halloween Resurrection, you have a whole bunch of people go to Michael Myers' house. You know, I might not be a big fan of that movie, and that's fine. But you know how they go into their house and stuff like that. That's kind of like how Sweet Home is. It's just they go into a haunted house and some shit happens. You know, for kind of like that game is the basically the predecessor. I mean, the almost like a prototype to Resident Evil. You know, to Biohazard. That's a good name though, Biohazard. Um, I was thinking to myself, imagine they made a game called. Imagine they made a movie or a game saying Resident Evil Biohazard, and I'll be like, so in Japan it's just called Biohazard, Biohazard. Oh, Biohazard, Resident Evil, like in Japan or some shit, but in America, Resident Evil Biohazard. I would have been like, you just want to confuse everybody here, don't you? You just trying to either you trying to confuse us or piss us off. No, but the reason I mentioned Sweet Home is because how cool would it have been if we had a Nightmare on Elm Street movie? I mean, game like that. Oh, awesome! That'd be awesome. Or Chainsaw Massacre video game or something. You know, just something fucking new. Something fucking new, man. You know, if it was an action RPG, it could play like Parasite Eve. You as Dr. Loomis. You know, which will make sense with the the loading meter because he's old, fragile. You know, you can play with the gameplay. Some games do that. Games forgot about that, sadly. Even modern video games that I like forget to do that. Seriously, and I'm only here like, you know, not all games do this, obviously. Like Expedition 33 did a great example of having like um what is it telling people when you defeat an enemy in a RPG game and you see the flitter of them floating away and all that, like that is a mechanic. They make that into the mechanic of a game, and they even show it on one of the main characters, Gustav, on his back. Basically, he has like a little book bag, and the little shiny what is it what's it called, like a lamp thing, is supposed to be like all the experience points that you collected, basically, that you could put in yourself and stuff like that, which is cool, awesome, and you don't see that a lot in video games anymore because fuck attention to detail, you know. It's just it's just ridiculous, and fuck mechanics that complement the game and make and it gives the dopamine for the player when they actually see it and notices and actually cares, and they will actually be like, wow, they actually gave a fucking shit, you know. And that's why I feel like about these horror games, these people don't give a shit. You know, Malika Khan presents. You know, like, and I'm over here like, oh, so you guys were just, you know, John Carpenter. You know, like, I get it. You guys need to put these names out there, but good God, you showing more of the people that are surrounded by this game and surrounded by the franchise of Halloween than actually promoting the game itself. You know? Is that just me? Is that just me? Is that just me? Because when I saw that trailer, all I thought of was cash grab. Again, people can disagree with me, man. And you know what? That's fine. I'm not here to make people agree with me. You know, if you agree with me, cool. If you don't, fine. But I just don't. I just don't like the way these video games are made, man. You know, every time I see a clip of the game, there's nothing that stands out to me that I will look at. If I put all these games side by side, I'm gonna be like, they all look the same to me. It's just a different coat of paint, different coat of color, and a different whole icon that you're playing as, or a different camp cancel or character that they put here. It's the same thing. At least with the WWE video games, each one was different, each one was new. You know? That's a great example right there. The WWE video games, SmackDown vs. Raw series. For crying out loud, the SmackDown series is different from the SmackDown vs. Raw series. You know, and even the SmackDown vs. Raw series has different. Like SmackDown vs. Raw is different from SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 is different from SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. You know, they might have some similarities, like I mentioned with Final Fantasy, but they're still different. They still stand out. They still make it fresh and new and want people to go back to and play. You know? I don't know. It's just, I mean, I do know. I just can't fathom that some people haven't made YouTube videos about it. Maybe they have, and I haven't fucking checked it. But the fact that, the, I'm just concerned here, man. As a horror fan, horror fans need to eat good right now, man. And some of us think that we have been eating good. Me, I'm over here like, horror movies are just not doing it for me anymore, man. I haven't checked the ones that people have, have pointed out. There are some fun, horror movies out there that I like, yes, but they're not, just because they're fun and I like them, that's fine. Doesn't mean I'm going to be like, well, horror's back. you know? Am I going to look at weapons and be like, oh, horror is back? I don't know. I don't know. I probably won't think that at all. If I do, if I come out of that movie and be like, yo, horror is back, then that movie did something. You know? That's why I mentioned before that, hey, Hollywood, you have the grim fairy tales right here. Use them. Use them. I'm not saying do beat by beat of story, but I'm saying that if you want to look at them and be inspired by them and use that type of style and feel, then do it. Do it. That's what they're there to begin with. Even my game pays homage to grim fairy tales. Even Dragon Quest does. There's so many forms of media that literally winks and pays as homage to Grimm's fairy tales. And somehow, when it comes to horror nowadays, none of you guys don't want to do that. Except you're fucking scared. Why? Why are you scared to pay homage to Grimm horror fairy tales? Why? Because you think you're better than it? No, you're not. I'm sorry. Grimm fairy tales has been around for a long, long time. It's going to be way longer than your sorry ass. Right? Even the brothers Grimm, both of them, even they knew they were making good shit, and it was going to survive longer when when they're gone. You know, you know. And some people, that's mostly what they want in their forms of media. Sometimes, some of these creators and some of these people that are making these games and movies. But some people in Hollywood, some people in these video game companies, they don't care for that. They want it now, then, and there, and that's it. And it's like Nintendo. There, right there, and then. Oh, what? Oh, we made that like 5 years ago. Why would you care for it now? Oh, you want it? Here. You can pay for a subscription for it, so you can play it every month. Oh wait, now we have a new system. Let's get rid of all of that. Oh, did you put the game back in the online service? What? Oh no, we didn't. We don't want to put it back. But you had it in the other console, and you shut it down. Well, you should have downloaded it to begin with. Oh wait, by the way, yeah. Since we shut the service down, we're gonna take the game away. Like, am I in the Twilight Zone here? I guess I am, right? I guess I am. Just play that fucking song, I want to be that clown from that one episode of the of the Twilight episode when they find out that they're all toys inside a freaking trash barrel. Which I did made a stage about that in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because I thought it was pretty cool to make a reference to that. But seriously, because I'm over here like, what the fuck? What is this crap? There's no reason. It's kind of funny because even that I gotta mention that the Twilight Zone episode because that episode, in my opinion, is better than Toy Story, and I love Toy Story. But that episode alone, when I saw that episode, I'm like, this is what a live action Toy Story would be, and I want that, And the thing, people have been talking about that forever. Oh yeah, let's have a live action Toy Story movie. We already have it. Just watch one of the Twilight Zone episodes. They have it. Just don't be upset about it because it's black and white. It's actually good, really good. Actually, it's a good episode. Um, One of my favorites. There's a lot of Twilight Zone episodes. I have to rewatch those series again. Good thing I talked about it again because who doesn't like the Twilight Zone? I don't think I've never met anyone that actually hated it. It's like universally loved. Can't blame them. It's really good, really good. But and there's so many episodes. But anyways, sorry, sidetrack. But let's just talk about. I mean, hey, I am talking about horror in a way the Twilight Zone stuff does do horror sometimes in sci-fi. It's really really awesome. The Twilight Zone. Anyways, moving on. The the imagine a Twilight Zone video game RPG. Oh, or just a video game in general. Oh yeah, But it better not be something like this like they do with Halloween. Good God. Why are these games like this, man? Why are they like this? Is it because the studios are that? Is it because the studios that producing these games are that lazy? Are they that lazy? People are mentioning that hey, Jamie Lee Curtis going to make an appearance in there. Like what? What? See, this is what fucking people care about. You don't care about Michael Myers. You don't care about the game. You care about the fucking memes. No, man. Where's the heart? Where's the soul? Where's the passion? There is no passion. There's no love. And as a fan that sees this shit, it's mind-boggling. I'm over here like, wow. Tell me that this is a cash-in without telling me that this is a cash-in. Tell me fuck you without telling me fuck you. Again, if you enjoy these games, that's fine. That's fine. A lot of people love trash. No, I'm just kidding. Hey man, we all have our guilty pleasures, anyways. I love bad movies too as much as the next person, but sometimes, when you have your full and you're like, all right, I actually want to get some sense now. Could we go back to the reality in a way of like things being I don't know, not fucking WWE shit. You know, you know. Oh man, I'm sorry. I apologize, man. It's just I guess that's how much love and passion I have for the horror industry and horror in general. Um, I guess I'm too passionate, right? You know, it's almost like what anyone else says. Well, if you don't like it, make it yourself. And it's like, in a way, I'm kind of am with my game because I didn't like what Square Enix was doing, so I'm over here like, fuck you. I'm making my own game. That's what the team that made Expedition 33 said too. Oh, you didn't give us a Final Fantasy game? Fine, we do it ourselves. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Just like that, what is it? Primal War? That movie? That Primal War movie? When I saw that trailer, I'm like, you see, this is what happens, guys. This is what happens, people, when you make a Jurassic Park movie and people are not fan of it, and then something else comes and it's like, holy shit, yes, I want to see that. Even if that movie could be bad, at least it's going to steal the fan base of the Jurassic Park movies because people are not happy with the Jurassic Park movies. I haven't been happy with them since Jurassic World, in my opinion. You know, to me, I just think Jurassic World is the most like I think the whole series of it is just plain awful. But the Lego video game's good. It is. It's good. Highly recommend playing that game. The Jurassic World Lego game. Play that one. It's actually better than the movie. Hey, I didn't know that. Hey, it still happens to this day. When we have a bad movie, we get a good video game. But if we have a good video game, I mean, if we have a good movie, we can have a bad video game. Doesn't happen all the time though. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's it. If not, I'd be grumbling. I mean, babbling here all day, grumbling. Oh, that too. I'm just kidding. But I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Be safe. Seriously, be safe. And tell me what you guys think down below. Do you guys agree with me, disagree with me, half agree, half disagree, or something, you know? Um, I just want horror to be good again. Seriously. Make horror movies great again. Make horror great again. Yeah. Put that on a t-shirt. Make horror great again. Meanwhile, your show's Leatherface. You know? And then in the back of the t-shirt, you have the fan base. You know, excited as shit. Oh, man. Oh, sorry. I can't help myself. But let's take a toast. I know it's not liquor or anything, it's water. But let's take a toast for future horror games and movies to be great. Because if not, there's a reason why I barely watch horror anymore. What is it? Not that long ago, I was watching The Nun with my brother-in-law. I mean, I thought the movie was fine, just not the best. You know, I'm just looking at the movie and I'm over here like, yeah, I haven't seen none of these before. That's why I barely watch these possession movies anymore. Seriously, I'm over here like, oh yeah, you're possessed, blah 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 blah. Oh, but it happened to you in real life. That's different. You're gonna compare that. You're gonna compare something for real life than a movie. You know? I don't know. Like I'm over here being like, scare the shit out of me. Like do something. Do something. But the acting's good though. The acting is good. But the movie just frustrated me. Of course the acting's good in The Nun. I mean, you have good actors. But other than that, I think I'm good with watching like those type of movies. Seriously. Um, but yeah, that's really it, guys. There is that new zombie movie. What is it? 28 years later instead of what 28 days later. Then there's something that's coming out that's called 28 weeks later or something. What the fuck? Whatever happened to just numbering them? Or maybe just doing this. Let's do 28 days later, right? Then 29, then 30. How about that? How come we can't do that? So people can actually think they're fucking sequels instead of people need to read the fucking title just to be like, okay, that's a week, that's a day, that's a month, that's a year, that's a holiday, that's a thousand years. Or some shit like, that's Christmas, that's my birthday. You know, like, what are we doing? What are we doing with these movie titles, bro? We just haul movie titles. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. To me, it's just a disappointment, man. It's just a disappointment. Seriously. And it's funny, too, because when I see horror video games, they're actually doing pretty good, except for some of the stuff that I've mentioned here in this video. But other than that, there's still some horror stuff out there. But other than that, as me as a hardcore horror fan, I'm just over here like, I miss that trashy 70s, 60s, 50s, 80s, 90s feel, man. Where's that trashiness? Alright? Seriously. Whatever happened to fucking naked women being covered in blood running out on the street while the killer is fucking hunting them down and shit like that? Or dragging a fucking corpse while they're holding a freaking machete or chainsaw or some shit. What happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to movies that were like fucking H.P. Lovecraft type of shit? What happened to that shit? Remember those movies? Remember those movies? Yeah. I haven't watched all of them, but something like Reanimator or something like that, you think a movie Reanimator would be made today? And if they did made it today, it would just be fucking stupid and they fuck it up. So it's like, it's just, you just tell yourself, is this what horror is now? Or is just how Hollywood wants to have horror now? Because there's a difference, obviously. You know? And this is why horror fans like me go back and watch the old ones. And then some of us don't want to watch the new ones because we're like, well, there's a whole library of horror movies I still haven't watched. I'm going to go over there. It's like me with the video game stuff. It's like, oh, you want me to play these newer games that suck? And I'm over here like, no, I have tons of libraries of games that I can play. I don't have to constantly keep buying games every fucking month for no fucking reason. You know? But I'll see you guys. I'm done. And be safe out there.